I mean, it didn't really affect my life, but I had to think more, to plan a little bit more. Yeah, I was one of those people who had no symptoms before, so it happens. I had some kind of like a skin problems under my knee. She gave me some like cream to. Yeah. Didn't work, of course. I went to the blood extraction, and they found that I'm intolerant to gluten. I'm a celiac. Okay. It can be an opportunity for you to change something, to change something in your life, to be more healthy. So I started to think more what I'm eating, and make like a political campaign for the some like say compensation for celiac. And I had an idea of a petition to start this campaign, and so I proposed the idea, and the people from the association like it.
Welcome again to the interviews that I've been doing around Europe, and I'm so happy to be here with Jiří from the Coeliac Association of Czech Republic, because this is a country I'm really enjoying, and the food is part of the country. So we will be talking how they help celiac people, and also how he feels as a celiac, because he's been newly diagnosed for 2 years only, so it has probably been a big change. And also we will focus on the task that the association is developing, and especially Jiří will explain us the campaign they are starting or they are doing at the moment with the government to try find help for celiacs in terms of coverage of the high cost of this diet. So Jiří, first of all, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. And please tell us about a bit about you, how you were diagnosed, which symptoms did you have, and how do you feel now, and which is the change that you have experienced?
Yeah, I was one of those people who had no symptoms before, so it was like it was quite a good good chance that I get diagnosed, because if not, I mean, if not, I wouldn't know like long time about my disease, which is always bad in case of celiac disease. Yeah. So it happens. I had some kind of like a skin problems. I don't really know the English term. It's like atopic eczema or Atopic eczema in Czech language.
Kind of
it was under my knees. I didn't even know about that, and I was in like a regular control in my skin doctor. So he checked me and she said like, oh, you have some like this eczema, and so it's like, oh really, I didn't even know about this. So she said she gave me some like cream to. Yeah. It didn't work, of course, and never works this cream. So she was like, after a few weeks, she was like, have you ever been to the allergic control? So never. She's like, okay, let's try it. So a few months after, I went to the blood extraction, and they made the test for like a big spectrum of all the allergens. Yeah. And they found that I'm intolerant to gluten. I'm a celiac. Okay. Yeah. So it was like nearly 2 years ago. Okay. And so suddenly I had to start with the diet. Yeah. And but before I had like no symptoms, which was very surprising for me.
Yeah. And so this diet change has helped on the skin problem?
No, actually not.
Okay.
The skin problem. I have the skin problems since I was like very young, when I was a kid, and so it was probably like some other origin. Okay. But yeah, I had this like my mother told me that I had this problem. It was like really small. Later, I had no problems, and what I remember, firstly, I had this problem when I was like 22, 23. It somehow like appeared in my body, and after it disappeared again, and and after it appeared when I was diagnosed, but so I think there's like a different origin of this, because what the doctor told me, I mean, I'm the celiac for quite a short time, not only in terms of diagnosis, but even when the illness like appeared in the body. So because of the other things like the minerals, the calcium and magnesium, she said it's like in a good levels. It means the disease shouldn't be like for a long time. It should be like quite recently in the body.
Okay, so you went for a skin problem. You ended up with a diet
that's correct.
solution that didn't really fix the skin problem, because maybe it's something else. But how was that all of a sudden at your adult age you had to stop eating gluten? Different bread, different pasta, different everything almost. How did you feel? Or
Well, firstly, the problem is it's like a big surprise and confusion. So I felt firstly confused. I mean, the good thing, like in my case, is that I had the diagnose, which is because in my blood there was like more things, that not only the celiac thing, the celiac disease, and I was firstly like confused that I really didn't know what the things means, and when I realized it's really this disease and it means the gluten-free diet, I was like, okay, so it's my destiny, and when it's your destiny and you have no like option to choose things, like, well, you have to do this, and like you focus on this. And so I read some things, and it's quite a good thing was when I read somewhere on the internet, they told me, like, they wrote like, firstly, it's a good thing that you have the diagnosis, because if not, the disease is in your body but unseen, which is a bigger problem generally.
It create also bigger damage.
It can grow. So first, it's great that you are diagnosed. It's like, well, it's correct. A second thing, it can be an opportunity for you to change something, to change something in your life, to be more healthy. I said, no, well, not big. Well, I mean, it's a good idea. So I started to think more what I'm eating, and so in this way it helps me in like even in other ways that not only in the like really celiac line.
Yeah, I really like your attitude in front of this, because instead of saying, oh no, the bread is not good, the pasta, or it's more expensive, or I have limited options going out, you've faced it like, oh, okay, it's an opportunity to be healthier, which at the end is also good.
I think, I don't feel that it's like really good to be sad about something you eat and then push out. So
exactly.
I think
makes
like,
you feel wrong.
There's much more like wrong things in the world. So it's like the last thing you should really be depressed about. So.
And what about, for example, beer? This was I pointed the wrong thing, but
no, you're right. It's like a very so we are in Czech Republic, and the consumption in Czech Republic per capita is like biggest in the world, or second biggest. Depends on the who makes the statistics. So the beer is a very important part of the Czech life. And especially for me, I was really like a beer person, so it's my alcohol, and
that's part of your diet.
yes, and I even have the collection of the beer tops. So from like 100 countries in the world.
Really?
Like a really big collection, and I had also the condition that, like, personal condition that it must be tested by me. So if I want to put the top in the collection, I even tried one bite from the bottle. So had to stop this. Yeah. So there are some beers in Czech Republic that are gluten free, and even like the biggest company, so generally known among celiacs, that you can drink one of this beer and it should be okay, should be in the limit.
Yeah.
But generally, I stopped drinking beer, and it started some kind of process, and I finally stopped drinking at all.
Okay,
well, nearly at all.
That's also healthy.
It's also healthy. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like good in this way. Yeah.
And did celiac disease affected in terms of social life, like not being able to go out for dinner or lunch or whatever with your friends or colleagues? How do you feel about that? Because, for example, I've been traveling now for 3 weeks around Czech Republic, and for example, in Jiří-Jakub, I found a 100% gluten-free restaurant.
Really?
That I was so surprised to find it there because I didn't expect it. But in other, maybe more touristic places like Český Krumlov or Brno, there was not a restaurant where I could feel safe. So how is it in Prague?
Well, in Prague, you've got, I would say, three restaurants that are dedicated to be gluten-free.
Okay.
So it's like two Italian and one like Czech-oriented, Czech cuisine. And then you've got the ethnic cuisine, ethnic restaurants, which, for example, Indian cuisine is generally like a gluten-free.
Okay.
And so in Prague, it's not that big a deal.
Okay.
Outside of Prague, it can be a big real deal.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I'm from Prague, so it's easier for me. I mean, it didn't really affect my life, but I had to think more, to plan a little bit more. So, for example, in the beginning, I did a thing that I took my gluten-free bread with me to the restaurants. So, for example, like the quite typical Czech bar food is picked cheese. Yeah. So that's kind of like a camembert cheese, the oil, with some herbs and so which is like cheese, it's gluten free, but it's very there's a lot of oil, so you have to eat it with bread because if not, it's like it's too much oil. So so this is like basically like everywhere. So you can eat this. But
with your bread.
With your bread, yeah. Okay. So for example, I start to be prepared for this, and but sometimes usually I eat in restaurants. I eat the things like spare ribs or chicken wings with some vegetable, and this kind of like international things. You have to always check if the sauce. The sauce on the spare ribs is not containing gluten, but generally you can do it. So I think it didn't really affect my personal life.
That's right.
Like comparing to COVID, which was before, it's like absolutely
affected your personal life.
It took quite a long time to get social again.
And in defense of let's say of Czech smaller towns, I mean, I have to say that in many other countries, when you go out of big cities, it's also kind of tricky to find gluten-free.
Yes, of course.
Comparing to Czech Republic or I don't know, there are many other cities in other countries that don't have.
Yeah, definitely true. Yeah, it's like Prague is good because it's big and you have lots of celiacs and the demand is big, which means the offer is.
It's big.
There it is. The offer exists. Yes, like outside Prague, it's definitely harder. But sometimes sometimes I'm surprised when I found like a gluten-free option, like in the places I would never expect this. I remember 1 year ago I've been diving for a diving training in like a really little municipality, like in the middle of the Czech Republic. It's called Trhová Kamenice.
Okay.
So it's a municipality about a few hundred people. Okay. There was like a burger restaurant. They got like a gluten-free buns.
Oh,
I was like, what?
Then when this happens, I feel happy because it's like, I can eat that. Yeah.
And I'm happy that I have the reason to eat it. I was
Exactly.
it's like I have to support them, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So they keep the funds there for
that's the thing. So it's a good excuse to spend money for eating.
I fully agree on this because sometimes in some restaurants, I was 2 days ago. I was in Pilsen, and I went to a burger restaurant also, and they had the gluten-free bun too, and they charge you like 20 crowns more. That's more or less €1 more.
Yes.
Which I have been discussing with other celiacs among the different interviews that I've been doing, and to me, I prefer to pay a bit more and know that they are doing it well, and know that they have the option, also like you said, to keep them motivated to have this for other people, rather than not paying a bit more, because at the end it's more expensive also for them, this kind of product.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And them not doing it well, or them choosing not to have it because it doesn't rotate. No?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So after your diagnosis, you joined the association looking for information, or what was the reason?
Well, yeah, so when I got the diagnosis, I said that I was quite confused and I didn't know what to do. And I told my friends, and I realized that around me there are some people I didn't know they are celiac. And there was one girl from my faculty, and so we went for lunch together, and she told me some like basic information about how to do it, you know, and what to be aware of. And she told me about the association, and because she's a member, and so she told me about some like workshops that they do for newly diagnosed people. And she also told me if maybe it was sometime later, she told me that they try to promote or make like a political campaign for the some like say compensation for celiac from their insurance, from their general insurance. And before I did some like political campaigns in like a different areas, so they got the idea if I have some contacts and whether I can like help them with this. And so firstly I don't really know, but then I had an idea of a petition to start this campaign, and so I proposed the idea, and the people from the association like it. So together we started this campaign. It's like more than 1 year since we started.
Okay, so you joined the association not only to get information, but also to help the other celiacs with the government to get some subsidy. I don't know the
compensation.
Compensation for the additional cost.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct.
How is it going? What's the campaign about? How are you dealing with the government?
Okay, so maybe for people who are not familiar with the Czech system. So in the Czech system, they don't give you nothing to you now. I mean, it's not entirely true. So you've got like a private insurance company here. And but so in the Czech law, if you have a disease and you can eat a pill in order to cure your disease, the pill should be paid from the general insurance.
Okay. You know? That could be called social security.
Social security. I don't know.
Sure, because Spanish call like this, but it's public.
It's public, from the public insurance.
Okay.
So, it's like some group of pills or like of medical, some group of this. So for every disease, there should be at least one pill that is like completely covered from the insurance, 100%.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, at least one. But usually you have some pill which is more suitable for you, and you pay some money, but it shouldn't be much, So the system in Czech Republic is like like a shared responsibility of the society for the diseases of people.
Okay.
Which is like, I mean, it's one model, and I agree with this.
Yeah.
So, if you have a pill, it's paid for you. The problem for the of the celiac disease is there is no pill you can eat.
It's whole food.
Yeah, it's whole food. So only treatment for the disease is the diet, the complete diet, when you can't eat the gluten, which is hard and it's costly, of course, because especially the Czech cuisine, like especially the wheat, it's like everywhere, like in the sausage, sausages.
Yeah.
No, the sausage is not really, but especially sausage, the knedlíky, which is like a boiled bread basically, and so in Czech Republic it's quite costly. And what concerns the insurance companies, so now they are not forced to pay you to compensate you these costs.
Okay.
Some companies
because
do it
there is no pill.
because there is no pill.
Okay.
Some insurance company do it from their, let's say, free will, but it's from the foundings for like preventions, and there's no system in this, and it's not like compensation. It's like very low amount of money. For example, the biggest company pay only to kids until 126 years old, and other companies pay different ways, low budget. So it doesn't work like a compensation of the diet. It doesn't touch the point of this. And we wanted to change it. It's because according to logic of our system, if you are sick, the people, I mean, there's like a shared responsibility, and there's a solidarity in the system. She said, okay, according to this logic, the celiac disease should be compensated as well. It's a disease as all the other diseases. So we started this campaign, and this campaign was firstly based on the petition. I wanted to gather 10,000 signatures, because if you have 10,000 signatures and you put it to the parliament should talk about this. And so we made this. It took like a half year, or from May or April until January, and we gathered the signatures. So we sent it to the parliament, and it was in the parliament. It was in like a petition committee, and then in the like a health committee, and things are changing now. It's a little bit parallel with this, because this topic of compensation for celiac, it's not new. It's not our like new topic, but the association started, and not only the association, the celiac started to ask for this like 10 years ago, or even earlier, and so now the Ministry of Health prepare the it's a new law, or like a
proposal.
Draft of the new law. It's the new law about the public insurance, and according to the new law, this is like big changes in the foundings, etc. But there should be some compensation for celiac.
That maybe will be focused on specific products like gluten-free bread, gluten-free pasta, and gluten-free flour, and just depending.
Not really. There's like more models how the costs are compensated in other, like especially European countries. The models are different.
Okay.
When we talk to the politicians and to the people from the ministry, they prefer the model which is the most simple. I think it's a good model, that they directly pay you the money. So they don't pay to the companies, because you never know what the company is, but they compensate the money to you And so it should be like some conditions. For example, you go to the doctor, you go to the tests regularly every 1 or 2 years, depends on the regulation. Yeah, and if you follow these like obligations, they give you the money directly to you, because you know the diet is it's never not about the bread. It's not about some special product that you have changed, but it's about all change of your diet.
Yeah.
For example, you can eat the things that are naturally without gluten, but generally are more expensive. For example, if you change the bread for vegetable more expensive. For example, so it doesn't. So you have to look on the change of diet from like overall view, not only to separate things, but on the cost of this change in your life in general, and like extended expenses. So I think that the way that they directly pay for to you, this is some compensation. It's a good way.
Because in Spain, for example, there are many celiac associations, but most of them are grouped under like a federation that represents them in Spain. So this it's called FATE. FATE has done a study that they have detected that the shopping basket of a celiac person is 1,000 euros more expensive per year than a non-celiac person. 1,000 euros is around 25,000 crowns, I think.
Yes.
So
I think it's
the same here, more or less.
I think it fits, because there was a study that did by Professor Docent Cahoot. It was done in 2004 or 2005. It's quite like long time, but they calculate that this basket it's 3,000 crown a month. Like more expensive, 3,000 dollars, which is like a little bit more than 100 euros.
Exactly.
which makes like 1,300 a year.
Okay, good. Wow. So, and when this new law will be
hopefully
presented?
So hopefully the law will be it should pass to Parliament this autumn. Hopefully, and then the ministry should do like a specific regulation according to law, and it should be valid since from 26. So if everything goes well, 26.
For the new maybe.
There should be sometimes,
budgets
and for companies to adapt for this, So it takes time, but at least we have to start somewhere.
But it's a good path because it's already being written.
It's written, and for example, if you go to the website of our society or to the social networks, their own Czechs are there's links to the governmental system, and you can read the proposals that are like in the working state, and so we read the proposal. It's like really written there. So
so you already read the proposal?
The proposal is written. Now it's like in the governmental circle between ministries. So it's bureaucracy. But of course it must be done because it touches a lot of things. So it's a proposal of Minister of Health. Of course, the Ministry of Finance will say something. And after that, hopefully the government will approve this. Then it's gonna go to the Parliament. And if it passes the Parliament,
to be voted.
It will be. They will vote. So if it passes the Parliament, then the ministry will make the specific regulations for the celiacs. And
I wish
too.
This happens, and in 2026 that this is already working here.
It will be. If it passed, it will be a big help for a lot of people, especially if there's more celiacs in one family, especially when you have kids. It's like I don't have kids, but
And maybe if you have kids, you can pass the celiac disease because it's genetic.
I
I interviewed very nice woman in south of Spain that she's running a 100% gluten-free cafeteria with pastries and so on. That they are 5 in the family.
Yes.
So that's
well, it's actually a case of
yes.
it's exactly a case of our association. The president of the association has 3 daughters and all.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. So yeah, it's hard to deal with it. Okay, so that sounds very interesting, and as we said, I hope that this new law gets to a good ending and the government finally accepts this help for celiacs. And to, let's say, close the interview, as I usually ask to every interviewed person, I would like to ask for 2 advices in your case. One, for the newly diagnosed, because as we were saying before, you were diagnosed in your adulthood, so you were eating like 27 years with gluten, and then all of a sudden you had to change your diet. So what would be your advice to somebody in your same situation? Mm-hmm. And the other advice is how to manage social life here. For example, for me, I'm a tourist and coming here, what would you advise me to do to enjoy the city and also not get contaminated?
Of course.
Thank you.
So, if you are newly diagnosed, I would tell you, like, the food is not the point of life. You know, the life is based on many things you can do, and we eat to live. And of course, the food is great. You can enjoy it, but you can enjoy it even when it's gluten-free. And sometimes it's like a nice challenge. And sometimes I would say that I enjoy the food even more because it works more for me if I find a good gluten-free food, or if I prepare something like quite complicated. And so don't be sad. You can enjoy great food experiences even if you are on a diet. Mm-hmm. And it's not the end of your life, and in some time you will get used to. So that would be my advice for newly diagnosed people.
Very wise, I think. The positiveness that you radiate is very nice. Yeah.
And the second thing is the second question. If you go to Prague, I would say, firstly, find a gluten-free restaurant. You can type it in your Google and find it and try Czech specialties, because Czech cuisine is nice, and unfortunately the specialties, special food Czech is mostly with wheat. So try this restaurant. They've got good thing there. Okay. And the second thing, if you go to other restaurants, not for food, or if you can try this like picked cheese in oil, which is like a typical.
What you said before.
Yeah. It's like a typical Czech food in Prague. So take some gluten-free bread with you, and if you ask the waiters and the servers in the restaurant, you tell them that you are gluten-free, that you need your own bread. They will say, of course. Don't worry, take your bread. Sorry, we don't have your bread, but if you have yours, don't hesitate to eat it. Uh-huh. So of course, if you ask for another fruit, So the people in Prague usually speak English, so don't be afraid to ask for this. And
perfect. So Jiří, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your experience, and also for sharing the initiative you had with the association to bring it to the government and fight for your rights and for having a better life, you and the whole celiacs that you are helping. And as you see, if you are newly diagnosed, don't be sad. Food is not everything in life, and you can still enjoy gluten-free food in several places. And if you come to Prague, look for gluten-free Czech restaurants, because as Jiří says, they are really worth it. So thank you very much. Thank you, Jiří.
Thank you for the invitation. Yeah, I hope it may inspire some people from in countries where it didn't really work, when it doesn't really work now, because things can change. What I heard like 10 or 15 years ago here, it was like really different than now. So things can change, and so if there's initiatives. You can change things and make it better even in your country. So I believe that a lot of people from different countries follow your channel. So it's a great. It's great. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. Do this and share these experiences from like places around the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye bye.